with the biggest play of the game.
There it is.
Hit it, sack, Aaron Kampman. And Kampman makes the sack. Aaron Kampman, the All-Pro. He is hit and driven down. Clay Matthews. Down he goes. Hit by the playmaker. Getting sacked. Aaron Kampman. Intercepted. Down the sidelines. Clay Matthews. He did it. Sacked.
For 105 years, countless players, coaches, and executives have laid the foundation for perhaps the most prolific franchise in the history of sports. These are the walls in which they are recognized, all 168 of them. These are the individuals responsible for the memories that stick with us over the years. The seasons come and they go. New stars have emerged, perhaps future Hall of Famers in their own right. But they'll get their day. Now is the time to honor a pair of greats from the past. Two of the most feared pass rushers in team history. For the 169th and 170th time, we welcome two new members to the hallowed halls of the Green Bay Packers Hall of Fame.
In the 2009 draft, the Packers had already drafted B.J. Raji with a top 10 pick to be the centerpiece for Dom's new 3-4 defense. After getting their guy, I'm sure the draft room had every reason to be excited about who would be the team's second-round pick, as well as the two third-round picks they had that year. Rather, Ted opted to move back into the first round while trading away those three picks to draft an unproven and unheralded kid out of Southern California. But Ted saw something that very few did: potential. Ted was the architect for one of the most successful eras in Packers history. I'm forever grateful for his belief in me and his belief in this organization that would so profoundly change my life.
Clay Matthews, the Claymaker.
Under pressure. There we go.
Versatile, dynamic, ruthless.
The Claymaker has been all over it in this first half.
83 and a half times he got home to the quarterback, a franchise best mark. 6-time Pro Bowler and Super Bowl 45 champion.
The title is back in town.
The long golden hair was a staple, but not as much as his intensity on the gridiron. His Packers Hall of Fame induction, no surprise to the rest of us. He sits with my broadcast partner, Larry McCarran, to discuss the prestigious honor.
Clay, what's being a Packer Hall of Famer going to mean to you?
That means a great deal. I like to believe I had a serious impact on this game from a holistic standpoint, and I'm proud of this. It's part of my legacy. It's something I will pass on to my children, what Dad was able to do. Hopefully they go back, and now with all the film and YouTube and whatnot, they can watch that, but forever come back here. Packers aren't going anywhere, and they'll forever know that their dad was a dog out here.
Was the hair part of the deal that kind of make you feel mean and stuff like that? Was that part of the process of getting in the mood to do what you did?
Well, it didn't start that way. So we all had long hair in college. We just kind of grew it out. That's just what we did. We had a really tenacious defense. And then I came out here, and it grew with the persona. It grew with the character, being this West Coast, beach boy from Southern California coming all the way to the Midwest, the frozen tundra. And it's funny because my kids are, "When are you gonna cut your hair?" I said, I can't. It's, it's iconic.
What would you say, Clay, was your number one attribute as a player?
I know most people with the long hair, diving around, kind of that relentless motor, that skill. But I truly believe I'm a student of the game.
Clay Matthews roaring around the corner.
A lot of those plays out there, yeah, of course they were made from relentless effort, but a lot of them were what you didn't see on game day. You know, the film study, the preparation and practice, understanding tendencies. Is the tackle looking down? Is he looking up? Is he heavy in his stance? Is the tight end looking back? And I think that allowed me to kind of take it to the next level.
Leave this field with no doubts and a victory in hand. Let's go. OLB's on 3. 1, 2, 3. OLB!
You had a pretty special relationship with one of your coaches, Kevin Green. What kind of role did he play in your success?
Truly, as I am further removed from my career, I don't believe I would have the success I had without him as my coach. He wouldn't be my first choice as far as who would be my coach, because naturally it's human nature to say, oh, take it easy. I gotta sack. But he stayed on me week in and week out. I could be NFC Defensive Player of the Week, and let's go for it. Let's go for, even more. He wasn't jaded by anything else. He was about kicking ass, and he wanted us to do the same. He had my back, and we still maintained a great relationship even when I retired. In fact, the year after I was, done playing, Claymaker, come on down to Florida. He had a grass pad down there. He's like, we can work on some pass rush moves, and he was teaching his son, so I still have his contact in my phone. Shame he's gone, but truly, to answer your question, just a remarkable coach, and why I feel like I started off, so hot and was able to maintain that for so long. And who knows if he would have hung around those final 5 years, what that would have meant.
Your willingness to play inside linebacker, and I think it was 2014, your willingness saved the day for the Packer defense. You didn't just play it and kind of fill in there, you thrived in it.
For me, it felt natural because I had played on the line for so long. I knew where my guys were going to be. I knew where Mike Daniels, Mike Neal, Julius Peppers, Dayton Jones were going to be. So for me, it was just about reading and reacting. And I just always felt like I had that ability to go and make plays, and it was just at a little bit different of a position. And those were fun years because we were also winning by a lot. So on third down, I got to go back on the edge and was able to get after the quarterback.
Clay Matthews erased him. He had no chance.
Matthews was a first rounder, so maybe his career could be expected. That can't necessarily be said about Aaron Kampman, a fifth rounder out of Iowa who was ever the dependable type on defense, before breaking out in a big way in the mid-2000s. 8 seasons with the team, 54 sacks, and now a Hall of Famer.
Yet some of you may not know that for me, getting to the NFL wasn't a sure thing. I wasn't invited to the combine. Scouts didn't know what my best position was. The Cleveland Browns had the audacity to work me out as an offensive guard pre-draft. Okay, so I did not know what was going to happen. Thankfully, though, the Packers called in the 5th round of the 2002 draft, and Lindy and I, who were married in college, headed to Green Bay. I still remember my first mini camp. I had been given the advice, you only get one chance to make a first impression. So even though I didn't get as many reps in that camp, the ones that I did get, you better believe I made them count. I'm humbled to be here. Obviously, I had to do the hard work to maximize the opportunities that I had, to earn the right to play on that field. I feel humbled because I fully recognize that I could not have done that or become the man that I have become without the love and influence and example and direction and wisdom and support of others. I want to express my gratitude to the Green Bay Packers organization. My wife Lindy and I have commented over the years how fortunate we feel to just have been chosen by this team, because Green Bay was really a great fit for us. It's a special place with many just great people, from the front office to the support staff, the training staff, the equipment staff, the community relations, the media, the grounds crew, ticketing, security. These are the people that make the Packers from a player's perspective.
We'll be back with more from the 2 newest Hall of Famers. You're watching Total Packers.
When I retired from football, I was asking everyone, hey, could I get a coaching job? So I called Ron. He said, I'll tell you what, you come up here, and if you want to scout, I'll let you scout. And I said, well, Ron, I don't know how to scout. And he put me in a room, and I had to scout some of the Green Bay Packer players, and I wrote the reports, and that was 29 years ago. Mr. Wolf, I thank you, and that's another thing. Every time I see him, I call him Mr. Wolf. He's like, don't call me Mr. Wolf. My name is Ron, Mr. Wolf. I love you, and thank you. Thank Bob Harlan. Thank you all.
Third down and 6, 45-yard line of Minnesota for the Viking offense. Jackson back to throw, off play action. Jackson scrambling left, he's hit and sacked. Aaron Kampman, loss of 6, 4th down Vikings.
Aaron Kampman initiating that action.
Jackson off the snap, under a tight pocket. He's hit, he's sacked. Aaron Kampman, the all-pro, decks him back to the 6-yard line.
Aaron Kampman, what a great season he has had.
Under 90 seconds to go. Jackson under pressure, back to throw. Steps up, he's hit, he is sacked.
His 3rd sack of the night.
And Aaron Kampman's always been one of those hard-try guys.
A memorable finish to a career-best season for the Packers' favorite. In all, Kampman was as reliable as he was talented. Larry McCarron sits with the newest member of the Hall of Fame to reminisce on an incredible run.
When you come back in the building, what kind of thoughts hit you?
People. It's always relationships, right? I mean, there's memories of games and things like that, but it's always the people. Realistically, the Packers are the Packers in my estimation because of all of the people, yourself included, that have been here for so many years. The gift that this has been to go back and reflect on a football career that I had kind of frankly turned the page on, and then you get this great opportunity to go back and think about it and realize how special it was.
Carl Hairston, your position coach, called you the most complete player he's ever coached. Why was it important to Aaron Kampman to be a complete player?
That's what we do at Green Bay. It's blue collar. You don't come out, you're not a specializer, you try to apply yourself in every down in every situation, and that's the reflection of who you are as an individual. You're a competitor, and you're gonna lay it on the line every single time, every single down. You're really trying to figure out how much can I give every single down, and at the end, can I look myself in the mirror and know that I did everything I could do.
What would you say is was your number one attribute as a player?
My will, I guess. I don't know. That's a great question, Larry. I've never pondered that one. You got me on that one. I think the way that I'm wired is I'll find a problem that needs to be corrected, and then I'll work sequentially and strategically to close that gap to be successful at it. So that's what I do in all of my life. But in the football world, it comes to like, okay, hey, I came out of college and they worked me out as an offensive lineman, right? They didn't know where I was going to play. Early in my career, I didn't even make the depth chart on the pass rushing 3rd down, right? So those were problems, right? And so how do you solve those? And so just continuing to work hard with that will and determination, having great faith. Yeah, I'd say that's probably it.
Aaron, did you have a favorite teammate?
There's too many, right? Where would you start and where would you end? It was just relationships in all different types. One of the great things about football is that it brings so many guys from so many different backgrounds, different stories, different upbringings, different everything. And we come together and we learn about one another. And it taught me at whether it's in the cold tub, the hot tub, the training table, training room, whatever, you get to know each other. And those are cherished, unique bonds.
Being a Packer Hall of Famer, what's it going to mean to you?
It's tremendous from the standpoint as it's you know, a guy that was worked out as an offensive lineman coming out of the NFL. And now I get to go into the Hall of Fame, and in my estimation, one of the best organizations in the NFL. That's amazing. So there's satisfaction in that. There's a sense of accomplishment. There's all of those things. But just really the sense is gratitude. You know, if I search my emotions, I think about what is it, there's a sense of gratitude. Man, how crazy is it that we got to live, my wife and I and our family, we got to live this life. We raised 3 of our 4 kids here. We have wonderful relationships. Wow, who gets to do that? So you just feel really grateful.
Aaron Kampman, Hall of Famer. More to come from the induction ceremony, a night where my partner received the prestigious Bart and Cherry Star Award, honoring his ongoing commitment to the franchise he's been a part of for over 50 years.
I don't know if I'm worthy of the Bart and Cherry Star Award, but I do know I've been very lucky. I get to be around the greatest team sport ever invented every day, as played by the team that Cliff Crystal called the greatest story in sports. I get to be around leadership, where winning is certainly the main thing, but it's not the only thing. Winning with class is. Whatever I've done to earn it, the pleasure's all mine. It's been a privilege. Thank you. You're watching the Total Packers Hall of Fame special presented by Software One, redefining how companies build, buy, and manage everything in the cloud.
The winner of the NFC North would be either Minnesota, if they won they were in, or Green Bay, who needed to win and have Minnesota lose.
So the Packers will take over at their 2-yard line. Takes the snap, hands it off Amon Green. Big on the right side, into the clear.
He's gone.
May go all the
He's
way.
gone.
He will go all the way. Look at Green, all by himself. Touchdown, 98 yards.
Speed's a beautiful thing.
The best in Green Bay Packers rushing history.
13 world championships, including 4 Super Bowls. That is what this franchise prides itself on.
The greatest moment of your life, and they could never take it away.
That's where the Hall of Famers are made. For second-year linebacker Clay Matthews, that's when it became his time.
It is time. It is time.
As we start the 4th quarter, Pittsburgh with the ball down by 4.
They're all looking at me. I got a feeling they're pulling this way. Spill it, Pickett! Spill it!
Spin it off. Football's a football. That's up for grabs. Scooped up by Desmond Bishop. Green Bay football. Clay Matthews triggered it loose. Well, the Packers needed this. They needed to change the momentum. Matthews with the biggest play of the game to date.
For a kid who grew up on the West Coast, never in my wildest imagination did I think I would land in Green Bay, Wisconsin. And I can honestly say, I wouldn't have it any other way. I'm standing here today, being honored as an individual, while recognizing that this achievement isn't possible without the help of so many others within this amazing organization. And no one was more important than my teammates. You guys challenged me, supported me, encouraged me, and most importantly, provided some of the best years of my life. I'd like to thank Mike McCarthy, Mark Murphy, along with every other coach and assistant who was hands-on every day and worked tirelessly to put us in the best position possible to succeed. Mom, you are the rock of our family. You've always believed in me and have given me the courage to believe in myself. You were and continue to be my biggest fan. Dad, you are an incredible man, not just for what you were able to accomplish on the football field, but for how you represented yourself off the field as well. I wanted to be just like you growing up. Your humility and work ethic made you the perfect role model. Never overbearing, you allowed me to develop a love and passion for the game naturally. Lastly, to my beautiful wife and our 3 children, Casey, you are truly what holds our family together. You have sacrificed so much, your time, your career, your ambitions. I recognize that an athlete's relationship with their sport is selfish at times, and you have handled that with such grace. To my kids, Clay, Maddie, and Colton, I'm sure you're more confused than ever seeing Dad so emotional up here. But I want you all to know that you kids are my real legacy. So be great, don't be afraid to fail, and no matter where your dreams take you, I'll always be there to support you and celebrate all your achievements. Dad loves you so much.
Clay Matthews and Aaron Kampman. Between them, they ensured a 17-year stint where the Packers pass rush had a name to be circled on the scouting report. You're looking at number 1 and number 5 on the team's all-time sack list. And now, they're numbers 169 and 170 inside the legendary walls of the Packers Hall of Fame.
I'd like to thank the Green Bay Packers Hall of Fame for this incredible honor. You guys do a tremendous job of preserving the history of this great organization. To have my name mentioned alongside some of this organization's greatest players, coaches, and minds is truly special.
Green Bay, thank you very, very much. It's a tremendous opportunity for us to rewrite our conclusion in our football life chapters. We're very grateful. Thank you very much.